Welcome to another episode of the She Say He Say show. I got my two boo things. Yes, I got them both. To my left and my right. And I'm going to ask them just to stop for 1 second to say, hey.
What up, though? I'm sorry, y'all.
I'm not saying hey. I'm going to say good evening.
Good evening. And tonight we are talking about, is it worth saving, honey? And we are sponsored by the She Say He Say show apparel. We are giving away two, not one, but two shirts this evening. Two 100% cotton t-shirts that say the She Say He Say show. And we will be giving it away for what? Battle of the Sexes and click that share button. But before we do any of that, we have to do what? Tell you to do what? Follow us on all social media networks. And right now, I can't even see what's going on in the building.
You can't never see
what's going on.
It's an Apple thing.
That's
Follow us on all social media networks, people. Follow us on all social media networks at the She Say He Say show. We are on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and Twitter, along with YouTube. And we are also on LinkedIn and SoundCloud. And we need for you to do what? Like us and share us at this very moment. And what's going on right now is that they are sharing us on all social media networks. And right now we are live on not only on Facebook, but we are also live on Instagram. Hi, Instagram folks. Can y'all tell me who was saying hi to us today? Because I can't seem to see anybody.
All right. On my pad, I can see P said hello. Jay said hello while I'm sharing. How he looked exhausted. Haven't started the show. I don't know.
Who said they exhausted?
I don't know. Chili.
Let's see. You sound exhausted the way you talking, bro.
Mm-hmm. What's up, sis?
What happened?
They said somebody look exhausted hasn't started the show yet.
Listen, yes. You gotta get it together.
I think they talking about you, bro.
Yes.
Talking about me?
Yeah,
Yes, you've been gone for weeks and then you ain't even saying that.
I'm tired.
Get it together.
I'm pulling it together.
Listen, y'all, I need y'all to know something before we get serious in here, okay? Believe it or not, behind the scenes, we go through everyday life like everybody else. People don't understand that we be struggling, y'all. We really do be struggling. All right, so let me get into the battle of the sexes nominees. We got nephew Quad, Sharina James. She back in the building again. Sharina James won her shirt from last week. She definitely hit me in the building. Yeah, she went right into that inbox and she was like, "Thank you for letting me win, boo. But listen, this is my address and my telephone number and this is my size. So run me that shirt." Run me that shirt. Yeah, so your shirt is coming, boo. We got Cassandra Green and Rick G's. Yeah, so listen, y'all, I can see a little bit better. And we got that click that share button nominees. We got Takia Holden, nephew Quad, Miss Amazing, the realtor, Angelina Farrell. We got Montane Caldwell, Sharita James, Aunt Teller, Joseph Turner, and David Brown.
Why you say their names like that?
I gotta say their names like that.
She sound like a game show host.
You gotta say their names like that. You gotta say their names like that. So listen, before I do anything, guess what? I'm gonna leave y'all in suspense because I'm gonna hit my share buttons real quick, just a little bit.
I'm gonna come with it, Miss James. I'm gonna do my best.
Can y'all give me my drum roll so I can maybe go to the next one? Yes. And the winners are Rick G's and David Brown. Hit me in that DM so I can
Go ahead,
see
Rick
what
and
size y'all wear. I need to know what size y'all wear. You understand what I'm saying? I need your phone number and your address because I might just run up on you. So I can be able to send you your shirts, honey bunnies.
Oh, wow.
You are the winners. So,
what up,
listen, so y'all know what it is. We always talk about our initiative.
Yes,
Become an organ donor. Give a gift of life for what? Give a gift of life for somebody who is in need, honey bunny. So when it comes to that, for all my sheroes and heroes, we need for you to give a gift of life. Yes, so become an organ donor. Become an organ donor today. I was about to cough. I'm trying to keep it in.
Why are you holding on to a call? Just turn it to the side and let it out.
A kidney for Earl. Hashtag a kidney for Earl is in the building. So yes, this is an initiative that we decided that we are going to continue to do until Mr. Earl does what? Receive a kidney. But it's not just for him, but it's for everybody out there who is in need of something. So if you are in need of something, if you have a special need for something, or if you are raising some type of fund, if it's something that deals with a social situation, not just because you decided you want to go get a few bundles. No, we ain't acknowledging that. Please, bye, girl. Wow. If you have a situation that's going on and you would like for us to give a shout out, then y'all make sure that go ahead and inbox us. And people have decided that they want us to start doing it. Which in point, I want to be able to give a shout out right now to this young lady right here. We have a, I don't want to mispronounce her name, so I'm going to go ahead and say Shayna Davis. Northwest Raiders, Roll to Disney. They actually, they won the Eastern Regionals, and they have since advanced overnight to the Disney competition, and they have 19 cheerleaders, and they are in the process of trying to raise funds because, of course, these 19 beautiful young ladies are in need of financial support. So they're saying, listen, if you want to do $1.50, a quarter, whatever it is that you can donate, they ask everybody to cash app them or even go to their GoFundMe page. I'm going to make sure that I post that, but right now their cash app is money sign Davis, DAVIS 2606. Listen, give them $1, quarter, whatever it is that you can do. They are in need of our support so we can get them babies over there to Disney so they can be able to go and
step it up.
Yes, step it for us. Everybody, let's help where we can, okay?
Yo,
so y'all make sure that y'all do what it is that y'all can do.
Jay Reloaded, yo, you rocking on both sides. You on the Instagram side.
Listen, Jay Reloaded. Listen, me and Jay go all we back. We go all we back. That's my boo thing. JJ, hey Jay. All right, so listen, we're going to get right into it because you know our Angie be keeping our time clock. She be like, you got to keep it pushing. So y'all already know we giving away that free shirt, and we need for y'all to do what? Follow us on all social media networks so y'all can be like Jay Reloaded that is following us on both situations right now, giving us that situation support, what it is that we need. We are on all social media networks, and we need for you to go follow us and like us, okay? And make sure that you are in the building because we want to make sure that we continue to blow you up and drive you crazy. Yes.
Crazy as we can.
Share us right now because we do follow and see who's sharing this. And listen, when you are sharing, we need for you to open it and make it public so we can be able to see because there's a lot of people that share and we cannot necessarily see that you're sharing. And hit that button in the side that says get notified when you see this beautiful face of one of these handsome brothers sitting beside me. See, I ain't just call y'all, I ain't just say brothers right here. I called them handsome today, y'all. I'm feeling kind of groovy today. Top of the hour, y'all.
Let's get it.
All right, y'all see it. Y'all see it.
Surrogate family.
We got the surrogates up in the building.
Wow.
They doing what it is that they do. Listen, they got a baby girl that they just brought into the world on the 7th, y'all. They have not since released their names. But Gabrielle Union, I don't know if y'all been underneath a rock, but she had admitted in her book that she had issues with being able to, she was dealing with being able to carry a baby. She had several miscarriages. So I guess they decided amongst themselves, which, you know, props go to them, that they were going to go ahead and get a surrogate because they, actually, she didn't even want children. But she said after being with his children, being with his children, and I believe they're raising his nephew, she said she fell right into the whole being a mommy situation, and she was like, she loved it. You know, it was her second life. Yeah, she was like, it was what she was supposed to be doing.
You see the
listen, she's doing what she was supposed to do.
Because when they took the pictures, it looked like.
I'm like, what was she?
Right.
I was so confused when I first saw the
She got
picture.
the whole
I had to go dig deep.
Man.
Did y'all ain't had to dig deep? I gotta see what
I just did the bag. They got money. She wasn't pregnant. What that mean?
I was so confused for a moment.
Come on, man. What you said, Beyonce?
Don't do that. She ain't have a. She
put Beyonce.
Okay.
She didn't.
No. Let's get into that a little bit. Okay. So Beyonce ain't have her?
Beyonce ain't have her.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. The views and opinions about Rafiq Mapp is Rafiq Mapp's alone. Beyonce ain't
all
had
right.
baby.
Listen.
I'm just saying.
Listen, her hair and everything.
See how hot these people
She had the whole situation going on. I was like, wait a minute, did she got like the scarf going on?
That's what I'm saying.
She got the robe. She was like, look, she had to embrace the delivery process.
The role.
Oh, my props going. Listen, I think she's so pretty anyway. Yeah, she was doing the skin to skin. Who said that? Yes, skin to skin. Yes, Miss James. She had to embrace. And guess what? I am a firm believer with my two. I believe skin to skin is everything. Yeah. I believe skin to skin is everything.
I can't get rude to in my eyes.
I believe skin to skin is just everything. You know, that's just my thoughts. So, you know, kudos to the new parents. You know, do you think that the mother who was the surrogate was somebody in the family?
Oh, I don't think so.
Yeah. You think she's gonna be able to stay in contact with the baby?
No.
She done paid. Yeah, they done
cut the check.
Yeah,
they'll never hear from that girl again.
Yeah, it's over.
If she know what's good for her, she won't come near that family again.
I gotta keep moving. I gotta keep moving because I gotta get to my boobalicious sister right here. If you was underneath a rock, I'm gonna need for y'all to go on Instagram, YouTube.
I said that to you earlier.
Listen,
I saw it, bro.
It was flooding. It was flooding through my DM. It was flooding through my DM. Miss Jilly from Philly.
Man, listen.
She had a whole intimate moment with the microphone. You hear me?
She showed you I was done.
She did the whole with the
everybody
face,
should be paying
with
attention.
The whole face. This was a Tasty Talk Tuesday moment. But I had to make it part of the top of the hour. I might have to bring it back and then show the video. But I wanted a clear video. I was like, yes,
she was necessary.
Yes.
And that might be true.
And it was classy.
Yes. It was
definitely deep, though.
It was deep. It was
definitely deep.
Yeah.
Listen, I've watched it, no bull, about maybe 20 times.
Angie, you are late.
I did about 8.
I definitely watched it about 20 times.
I probably did about 4. I was like,
and I was driving, so I couldn't really like.
Really?
Later on, I'm gonna watch it again, though.
Yo, I'm gonna watch it again.
Really? People saying they was closing their Pornhub accounts after watching that. I was like, yo, that was soft porn.
That joint was deep. I can't close my account.
No pun intended.
I can't close my porn account because that's just too much dedication for me. I can't do that.
I mean, it's free. I don't know why people. You go for free.
I can't. But listen, I ain't mad at it. She was with the microphone. Yes, Miss Jilly from Philly.
Wait, did you see her lick her fingers though?
Yes, you better go ahead.
Did you see the splash?
Mama.
When she got splashed, she embraced it. She ain't run. She ain't listen. She ain't none of that.
You jump out the seat, y'all.
Listen, y'all know how I get about it. I get passionate.
Go,
you mean?
Jill. Go, Jill. Yeah. I love it.
Anyway.
She did
What's
that.
up, sis?
Listen, she did that.
All right.
I gotta keep moving.
Hey, Miss Ford.
I gotta keep moving. If y'all don't know who this fool is that is on the camera right now, we just gonna call him Mr. Dirk. Mr. Dirk is a 29-year-old brother that is from the Bronx, in New York. He actually is being called the modern day Goldilocks. Okay. Not because he has locks, okay? He is called the modern day Goldilocks because while a family in New Jersey were on vacation, he decided he was going to break into their house and he was eating. He went and ate their food and watched their DVDs, and then he left. He after he broke into their house, he stole their car and rode off into the sunset with their car. So they came home and said, without the baby, they said, Mama, someone's been eating my porridge. And she said,
oh, that's not
and then the other one was like, but someone's been eating my porridge. And they
Wow.
ate it all up. Wow. And then they went upstairs and said, someone's been watching my DVDs.
Somebody
And
was
was
sleeping
like,
in my
but he's been watching my DVDs. And then.
So he went in every room
Yeah.
and watched everything?
Yeah. And
How long were y'all people gone?
They were on vacation.
How long was the vacation? Because he must have lived in their house while they were
Then he
gone.
came outside, instead of saying, someone's been sleeping in my bed, they was like, and someone sold the car. And he drove it all the way to California. I don't know. But Mr. Goldilocks has been apprehended. And this fool is in an orange jumpsuit nonetheless. So this dodo brain is doing time. I'm sure of it.
Stop
Oh, I'll
posting.
be honest
Stop
with you.
posting when you go on vacation, dum dums.
That might not even be how. Wait.
So,
Truth be told, that might not even be how he caught up with.
Man, I wouldn't put it past. He probably.
they
fishing,
posted.
watching-
He
They
might
was
have really
on-
wanted to
they
go
was
to
in
jail. He don't
Montego
look like he
Bay.
got nobody
They
to
was
care
in
about it.
Montego Bay, Jamaica, and it was
He
like this.
clocked the
They
flight.
was like,
He clocked how long they were
yeah, they was
gone.
like Montego Bay, and they was posed up, bam,
Dum dums.
and they was like getting on the plane, bam, going for 7 days, bam. He was
Dum-dums.
like, all right,
He said, oh.
so that means I got 7 days.
He
to
probably
be
was
able
a
to eat.
contractor in the neighborhood.
He was like,
Knew the
I
neighborhood.
need to eat for 7
What do you do?
days.
The numbers on the side of your
Did
curve?
y'all ever see that movie? Did y'all ever see the movie? I forget the name of the movie, but it was a really good movie. It was 2 homeless people, and they went into like this whole relationship. One of them was like really smart. I think it was like from Africa or something, and it was a black guy, white girl, and they were she was on drugs. Long story short, she came from like a really rich family, and they ended up breaking into this family house, to this rich couple house, and they were living in the house like rich people. They was living their life like it was golden. Seriously.
You talking
They
about
was
Into
eating-
Deep, weren't you? With Tyrese?
No.
No, they wasn't homeless and
No,
into deep.
they were living in this
They
house.
broke into the
They
house
were
and
living in this house. They was
right
living
now.
their best life on these rich people money. They was eating.
Damn.
They was eating all types of great food, great
They need
pond, and all types of stuff. They wasn't eating jelly. They was
CPI
eating
security.
jam. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So all right. So I gotta keep moving. Because I'm on a time frame. All right. So listen, y'all. We doing a toy drive. We doing a toy drive. So listen, we asking for anybody who would like to give a toy. We are asking you to give a toy from the dollar store. Anything that you want to give us. It could be a dollar store. It could be from Walmart. It could be from Amazon. You can have it shipped in. You could drop it off. But we are asking you to drop off the toys. You understand what I'm saying? So we are asking you to support the cause. We are collecting toys from starting tonight. Well, actually tomorrow, all the way up until December 15th, of any size, boy or girl. We are asking you to drop it off between the hours of 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday at 2835 West Gerard Avenue. 2835 West Gerard Avenue. Our goal is to be able to bless as many children as we possibly can. Listen, but we are asking that the toys are new. Do you understand? So do not come bringing your children raggedy behind toys that they didn't have for the last 6 years that's walking around with one eyeball and no toes. Nah. Okay, we are not asking for the Monopoly.
I don't know. Those are very specific.
You heard that?
No, we don't want Monopoly, and it don't have no more. It don't have a horseman. No, we don't want the little houses missing. We want the whole game.
Fresh in
All
the
right,
pack.
bam, fresh, brand new. Give us a deck of cards, whatever it is that you could donate. We want to bless as many people as we possibly can. If you want to do a money donation, whatever it is
that's
that
the
you want
brewery
to do.
town area. Yes. 28th and Gerard.
Yes,
That's
so
right,
please,
that's right.
please,
Yeah.
bless us. We want to be able to bless those in our community, give back, do as much as we can. We are also collecting donations of any kind. If you want to give a hat, a coat, a scarf, whatever it is, you want to give blankets, sheets, whatever. We want to bless not only the children, but the parents, everybody that we can possibly bless.
Thank you,
So
Ms.
y'all want to be able to
Green.
give as much as you possibly can.
Wow.
Just feel the time of the spirit. This
Sorry.
is the season. Listen, let me explain to you how I feel about the season. Believe it or not, this is the season. This is the time of the season that we have the most suicide. And believe it or not, this is the time of the year most suicides happen because people feel lonely. People feel in time of despair. This is the hardest time of the year, but yet we go and we shop, and I'm guilty of it too. We go and do so much for our children, but I try to give it back as much as I possibly can because there's always somebody that is in need. If it's a meal, I don't care what it is that you want to donate and it lays upon your heart, please go and you say, listen, I'm dropping this off for the She Say, He Say show. Everybody there is just willing and able and they're ready to be able to take your collections. You understand? All right, so I'm moving on. I'm moving on. Alright, so if y'all can see it, y'all see it. Listen, every Wednesday, 1 o'clock, we're going to be we asking you, we got a few people that have been adding us, okay? Add us at the She Say, He Say show. Date night, we are asking you to be able to just take a snapshot of you and your boo thing, okay? You and your boo thing, y'all feeling special, feeling cute. We are giving away a free night for you and your boo thing. We going to run up on you and be like, bam! We just want to get in your picture and be able to say date night. We are giving you a free date night for doing your boo thing. We are giving away a secret location of the restaurant. We giving away a date night
if they post it in real time, is what you're saying?
No. So what happens is you send us a picture of you and your boo thing. So me and you
like Taraji did?
Yeah. So they sent us.
Taraji ain't sent us that.
They did. This is the picture that I took for my example.
Taraji though.
Yes.
She sent that to you.
Y'all know she stole that thing.
You know I stole a picture. This is my example. Shut your mouth. So, what is going to happen is when you become the winner, it's going to post up on the page tomorrow at 1 o'clock. It's going to say, and that lets you know that you are the winner. I will contact you through your DM and let you know that you are the winner.
Is that you in the background? Is that your arm?
Shut up. So what happens is you will then get an opportunity to go on a date with you and your boo, and I'll let you know where the restaurant is at, and then you let me know what time so I can be able to schedule for you to be there at the restaurant. So that's how it works. So you have an entire week to be able to post. You can post all week, but not on our page. You're just going to add us. You can do it each week. You understand what I'm saying? Until you win. Don't think you're just going to keep winning every week. Don't work like that, okay? Do you understand that?
Unless you show with a new boo every time.
Oh.
In that case, I might give it to you on the eye.
Yes. So, okay, I'm trying to go through it real fast. So, listen, 21 days to a habit. It's a women-only event, December 9th from 4 to 7, $20. It includes dinner, cocktails. Y'all being rude. Gift card, gift bag, $10. Make sure that y'all come with the ladies. I'm trying to hurry up so I can get to my situation. I'm getting my top of the hours. Make sure y'all want to come.
Miss Angela, you started this. Go ahead.
Miss Hunter, what's up with you?
Make sure that y'all come through, ladies, because it's going to be a night to remember. You understand what I'm saying? Because I am going to be on charge. You understand what I'm saying?
Like she is now.
Listen, it's going to be in there. We're giving away that shirt, y'all. Follow us all social media networks. Y'all know what it is. Share us right now. So they can
auction,
man.
She is flying through these slides, bro. She is flying through these slides.
I'm trying to stay on schedule.
Schedule? Only 5 minutes in the show. Oh man, listen. Happy birthday to my sister Naima. I want to say it real quick before maybe she say anything else. Happy birthday to my baby sister Naima. November the 10th, shout you out. All the Scorpios.
Happy birthday to all the Scorpios.
There
Y'all
you
have any other birthdays y'all want to shout out? If you got a birthday to shout it out right now so I can
listen, happy birthday to my cousin Martin, November 19th. Happy birthday, cuz. I know you can't see it. I pray to God that you are.
Peace at God.
Yeah.
Wait, say that again. What you
I pray to God that he's okay.
What are you doing?
Because he's in a twist right now.
What's the twist?
I'm just talking about the fact that peace at God.
Yeah.
Oh, because he did say God. You want
I
to
can say God.
I ain't mad at him.
No, he ain't getting no less boy dead.
You don't get no libations for a living man.
I mean, I was just joking with him because he said, God, I got to throw in the
libations for the, yeah.
I am sleepy.
I can't say God.
Listen, y'all. Listen. People judge me all the time because I'm always sleepy. People don't realize that I go to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning. I text them probably like 2 o'clock. Listen, if they got live-ins, they be like, listen, Sharita text you one more time, I'm punching her face. That's what Reed do. I go to bed at 3 and I'm up at 7 o'clock. Happy birthday, Tony. Wait a minute.
Tanya Lewis.
Tanya Lewis' brother. And I wake up at 7 o'clock, but last night I ain't go to bed y'all to 4:30 and I was up at 7, so that hour and a half got me looking dumb. Yes.
As opposed to your 2?
No, I usually go to bed at 3. Alright, listen, we got a bunch of happy birthdays. Jesus. I made sure that I did it right. I'm doing it right. This is the happy birthdays for the week. Listen, all right, we got a Marianne who's 34, Tevin Campbell 42, Demi Moore 57, Rev Run 54, Whoopi Goldberg 63, Leonardo DiCaprio 45, Lisa Bonet is 51, and RuPaul is 58. Now,
Lenny Kravitz, baby.
I don't know if y'all can see it, but honey, that Tevin Campbell, I was struggling to find a picture of him looking like something. Is he on crack? Where's
you know what? On some real stuff, I think Tevin might be
sick. Oh my God.
Because remember when Tevin was young, he was talking that trisexual jazz. Now he over here with the Luke Gossett haircut and all that.
Listen, he was on, I think he on some type of crack. Listen, I got happy birthday to Mr. Lander's daughter. Happy birthday, daughter. Yes, I gotta say happy birthday. Listen, Aunt Angie keep on. She keep on buttoning, and she did wear me out today. First of all, she made me ride with her to Limerick Outlet, and I was struggling coming back. I was struggling, Avery. Hey, yo, sis. Listen, I can see today. They moved it a little closer. Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna give me some context because I be feeling like I'm too cute to wear glasses. Because right now I can't afford it. I'm working on a budget, you know. And my glasses broke. Y'all want me up here with one arm on the glasses and stuff.
We don't. We definitely don't want that. First of all, I can't focus that way. I'm gonna be up here cutting into you.
Oh, Tevin is sick. Oh, I feel bad. Tevin Campbell's sick.
I think he's sick.
Oh my God, he's sick.
I think he's sick.
Because I feel bad. Because I see.
I feel like Tevin might have got something in his trisexual days, man.
Oh my God, he was trying everything.
That's what he said in the little interview he did on MTV.
He looks bad, yo.
He told them people, they said, what's your sexual orientation?
Tevin. Go Google him. He looks horrible. He looks a mess.
I need a new eye.
I mean, if I could pull my...
Got him. Yo, sis, got him.
Listen, if I could pull Mimi back right now and y'all not judge me, I would. Because Tevin hairline supposed to be where my hairline at. But that joint be like...
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on with Tevin? He looking crazy.
He look crazy.
Poor Tevin. Y'all pray for him.
Angel dusted his mind.
Y'all gotta pray for him. Seriously.
I'm sure somebody will. I done used up my little guy stuff for the day. I'm done.
My God. Libations? No.
Listen, I'm over.
Libations. He's still
I'm all the way over.
He's still living. Sharers, y'all. Y'all know what it is. Sharers, so people come up in this building.
There's some crazy.
All right, let's get into the yay and nay real quick, y'all, before we get into battle the sexes. Yay and nay. All right, this is the statement. You must get along with my parents or else.
I'm going to take the else. Let's start there.
Yay or nay?
I'm going to take the else.
Yay or nay, y'all?
Let's go with the else before we get into anything else.
I'm a grown ass man. You can't say that. I'm a grown ass man.
I'm really trying to figure out what the else look like.
What's
what's the else?
The else. Or else this relationship is over.
That's
it? Why is your sister laughing at the idea that... I feel bad. I didn't know Tevin was sick because the jaws is like...
She had a whole pee moment.
Yo, he rubbing off on me. I gotta get away from him. His jaws is like sucked in and everything. Yeah. It's like the teeth getting bigger than the face. Like, what's going on, Tevin? You think he got cancer?
I don't think it's cancer.
Oh my God.
I think
don't say it, y'all. Don't tell nobody.
Y'all know what it is.
Oh my God. All right, so they said hell, nay. We got a bunch of nays. Okay.
You can't. First of all, if your mama don't like me, or if your daddy don't like me, why would I go out my way to get along with them? Explain that to me. Yeah. Like if they made it up in their mind, all right, I'm a hoodlum. So they made it up in their mind, they're not gonna deal with like their hoodlum son-in-law, whatever.
Why I gotta be a hoodlum now?
Because that's what I am. I just told you.
Oh.
You better admit that.
Oh.
So if I'm a hoodlum and your peoples don't like me strictly because I'm a hoodlum, not because I mistreat you, not because I keep like the wrong people around, but because I believe in knock them out, ask questions later, that's enough for you to not like me. You ain't never gonna like me then. Because I'm not changing that for your mama. I'm not sleeping with your mama.
I like
or your daddy.
I like or else for 1,000, Alex. Next question, please. Yes, I'm with that. Listen, now I am one who believes in harmony, you know, having some type of zen in the family and all that. I don't want to walk around, your mom hate me, I hate her, or your dad or whatever. Who wants to have that type of animosity in a situation? But what you ain't going to do is tell me or else. Bye.
That else is
bye. Like what? When I saw that come in my DM, I was like, what? Why would you be in a situation and he telling you or else, or she telling you or else?
I don't know.
Yeah, you disrespectful.
But you know, I can see some weak behind mama's boys playing this card. I can see some weak behind mama, boy, told son. That's still my mama at the end of the day, so you gonna have to get along with her. This ain't gonna work.
I
wish I would.
It's not gonna work.
My mama don't keep me warm at night. Is you out your damn mind?
It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
You gotta be kidding me,
You hear
boy.
what I'm saying to you? It's not gonna work. Tell your mom I said it. Bye bye. Okay, as Alex said to move on. Okay, we getting into what?
The battle of the sexes, baby. Let's do it.
Battle of the sexes.
If you really get along with your parents, I doubt the supply.
Dang, if you don't get along with your parents, my goodness.
Hey, listen, everybody don't get along with their mom and daddy all the time.
I know.
Or at all, because I'm one of them.
Oh. See, now that's a little strange. That's hard for me. Like, dang,
I think it's only hard for you because you think too much. You a heavy thinker. You always want to get deep about something. It ain't always got to be deep. I don't like them. They don't like me. End of that. That's the end of that. Like,
that's what it is.
You don't get along with everybody, and you could come from people that you don't get along with.
I am going to tell you, I don't want to date somebody who don't get along with their mother.
Why?
Because it's a reflection of how we're going to interact.
Not true.
Not true, though.
Not true. There's nothing about that statement that's true.
I think it's
because you don't know the significance of the relationship between him and his mama. But if he's treating you like a queen or whatever the case,
I'm very confused as to how you think you get treated along the same guidelines that mama gets treated.
No, it's a different kind of love. You're supposed to love your mama different. You can reach your arm long enough. Come on now, stop that. You know, alligator arms. I would pay the bill, but
what lame movie y'all got tonight?
Lame movie? Who said that?
Shut your mouth. Shut up. Wow. We got
apparently it's Mo Better Blues.
Let's get it cracking. Mo Better Blues.
This is a jazz classic right here, though.
Yeah. Y'all ready
this is a jazz and spike classic. Like,
she been like that since day one, but was there? Wait a minute. So I'm trying to find out what's going on.
Who said that?
We got. I can't. Now I ain't gonna even try. I can't even see.
Don't worry about it.
I can't see. I'm trying.
All right, so
Instagram is really messed up. Let's get into these battle of sexes. Make sure to see if they post anything. What was Denzel Washington's name in Mo Better Blues? Was it Memphis Bleak, Rob Gilliam, or Bleak Gilliam?
It better not have been Memphis. I know that damn much.
You know Memphis Bleak from the Rock.
Right.
If he ain't gonna respect his mom, he damn sure ain't going to respect that woman. We will come back to that.
We gotta come back to that.
Put a period.
Who said that?
I-N-G.
Alright, that's true. Man doesn't respect his mama.
Alright, so let's go. Let's go into it.
Definitely gonna get into that out there.
Y'all gotta tell me.
Bleak Gilliam, I think.
Okay, Miss James.
Bleak Gilliam.
You right.
Bleak Gilliam. Let's keep it going.
Keep it moving, keep it moving, keep it moving.
Alright, next question. Who was Bleak's two love affairs? Was it Stacy and Kim, Keisha and Erica, or Indigo and Clark? What was it?
It was some of the best love scenes.
Oh, what was it?
I'm going big.
They were some of the best love scenes. They was alright. No. I can't give them the best.
Listen, man.
What
Wesley
was it?
was
Y'all gotta tell me because
shorty.
sometimes I think y'all talking a little faster than mine.
No, anybody say that.
Come on, y'all. Let's get it.
Not necessarily. Yeah, man.
Indigo and Clark.
Indigo and Clark.
Okay.
That's the answer. Y'all probably on Google. Who was Bleak's best friend? Wesley Snipes,
Bleak in the house.
Robin Harris, or Spike Lee? Who was his best friend in the movie? Of course. What was Bleak's best friend name? Who was Bleak's best friend? Wesley Snipes, Robin Harris, or Spike Lee?
There you go.
Come on now.
Did it give me the answer?
Nobody.
No, I can't because mine's coming.
What if you got this song because of how you...
Spike Lee.
Oh.
Yo, you killing it, Miss James.
Was it Spike Lee?
It was.
I mean, that's what they put?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's what she put?
I mean, Beat might have it. I just don't have it yet.
All right. Which one of Bleak's ladies did Shadow Henderson, Wesley Snipes, start sleeping with? Was it Indigo or Clark? Which one of these heifers stepped up?
She said, everybody sleep today. Come on, Miss James. What ended that?
Which one?
Which one? Come on, Miss James.
Which one? They like, I don't like this movie.
Everybody sleep today.
Listen, man.
Which one? Which one did he sleep
with? If it was
with?
Nicki Minaj or something.
Which one did he sleep
with? See, I said Wesley. Wesley what?
No, the question was, did you see which one of Bleak's ladies?
I'm a slap.
Indigo. Stranger ain't said indigo.
Indigo.
Lord, now Reed having trouble reading.
Kiki, what up, Kiki?
Was it indigo?
It was.
Oh, bam.
No. Sorry, it was. Ooh.
Well, I guess that catch out the bag.
That's right.
It was cornballs.
Sorry.
Reed needs answers.
Please give us some answers.
Oh, Lord.
Lord have mercy.
He the one who.
Let's make everybody back up.
Morning. Tonight's show contains
She
content
chose the
that
movie.
some viewers may find disturbing. So send your kids or anybody else to bed. You understand? Let's get into it. We got some stuff to talk about. The other one wasn't working right. What does it mean to submit?
You said the other one was what?
It was too light. I mean, it was white. So
White.
It was glaring. What does it mean to submit? This was our question from last week. So we had to shove it. In there. So we ain't going to stay on this one long because we got some questions. What does it mean to submit, y'all? Let's talk about it.
Now, please do not confuse submission with, I guess, like, control.
We ain't talking about bound. Not tonight, anyway. We might come back to it next week. For Tasty Talk Tuesday.
True.
So, not ladies. I'm sorry, fellas.
Trying to figure out what ladies are talking about. I thought you were supposed to sum it up.
What does it mean to
She moving
submit?
too fast, man.
No, man. Change your mind.
Yeah, right? Sheesh.
All right, come on, ladies. Tell me what it means to submit. But y'all fellas, tell me what it means to submit while I'm waiting for them to tell me.
All right. I'm going to let Feet go because he's just getting back.
Let's go.
What does it mean to submit? It's levels to it. All depends what you're talking about. You talking about in the bedroom. You talking about...
I don't know. I guess depending on whatever stand out to you, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, submission... bedroom submission? That's what we talking about? Or we talking about regular household submission?
About
or relationship?
Relationship submission.
I don't like the word submission. I think that's it's a little too dominant, and it puts too much emphasis on each individual because it's like you bossing somebody.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
I don't
real
like,
heavy for me.
Submit.
That's a lot.
I submit to you. Nah.
Yeah, and you always think of somebody in like a submissive position, like they like bowing or something crazy, right?
Now in the bedroom, then we go that way. But as far as relationship, you don't submit to me. We compromise. You know what I mean? There's a difference, but submit.
Oh no.
I don't like
so
it.
You don't,
different religions have their women submit.
So you don't desire for a woman to submit to you at all in a relationship?
Nah, cater to me, but don't submit to me. Bedroom, you can submit to me. But not.
Do you desire a woman to submit to you in any form?
I don't think it's a. I don't use the word submit.
Can I do that? I'm gonna drink some.
I'm not really a fan of that word either. I've never been a fan of the word submit. But what I will say is, I expect the woman to be as equally giving as I am. So, like, when it comes down to you wanting something from me, I got you. But when it's your turn to give it back, don't shy away. All of a sudden, don't have this need to do something else. Because when you needed it, I gave it to you.
Okay.
So I needed, it's not a submission, it's more of an equality.
Give it, take, yeah.
I believe in equality over submission in everything.
50 Shades of Grey submission.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, Miss Green.
All right, so let me read what some of the comments say. To communicate with your significant other and follow through with what y'all discussed. To me, it means to openly, completely become one whole with the partner. I think it means picking your battles. You don't have to win every argument. 50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey submission. It all depends. Tell me what do you mean it all depends? That's a bit much. I'm not submitting. This ain't a call.
All right, Miss Sellers.
The person, I think when it says to submit, I think now it's funny because you say I'm an overthinker. Now when I deal with the word submission, for a woman to submit, I don't think it's necessarily a negative. I don't. If I take the word by context, I don't think it's always a negative thing for a woman to be willing to submit. Which is weird because I'm a true alpha female and I say it so often on the show, but in my relationship, my desire is to be able to come under the covering of my mate. Now, while we're a partnership in it, I do desire for him to lead. So if he's leading and he's my head in the relationship, I have to at some point submit. And what I mean by that,
you're following them.
Yeah, so that is submission. And that doesn't mean I'm losing my way. It doesn't mean that I don't have a voice. But that doesn't mean that I submit to everybody that I've been in a relationship with. Because sometimes I have been in headless relationships where my head was not leading. Actually, probably every relationship that I've been in, and that's probably why the relationship didn't last.
So you saying that your head wasn't leading the charge, so you couldn't follow the man? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yes. The only example I can give, I'm big on examples. I suffer from migraines. When my head hurts, the body aches. So you can't expect for me to be in line with whatever it is that you're trying to lead me to if the head isn't right. You can always tell the type of woman that you have. If you have that's why they say behind every good man is a great woman. Because if you are a good man, that woman behind you is great. Because the head is in control of whatever circumstance is going on, because the body shows itself. When the head isn't right, the body is off. So don't expect for me to do what it is that you think in your head should be happening, because you ain't doing what it is that you're supposed to do.
But say she has a migraine though.
Say it again?
Say she has a migraine.
So when I have a migraine, my body is off. So that means that
you being off kill, would that imbalance the whole relationship? Would you being off kill? Or would he be able to help rebalance you, recalibrate you?
Are you talking about Ephesians 5:22 submit? Oh, snap.
Oh, let's go there.
Oh, snap.
I ain't talking about who.
Hey, yo.
There. Ephesians. Yeah.
Chili. Hey, yo.
when I'm talking about submission, if we're talking about biblical, or if we're talking about everyday, if we're talking about on a secular realm, my desire is to have the head Christ. But what happens is a lot of times, and I talked about it once before in the show, I talked about a lot of times women, we walk around with sleepless Adams. We walk around, we wake our Adam up before he's ready. And it's the same process. If I'm in a bed and I'm in a deep slumber, and what a lot of times, we don't allow men to stay in a deep slumber and allow for God to wake him up. We gonna wake him up. The greatest example I get is when I'm asleep and my child come in the room and she pokes at me, and whoever it is, and when I jump up, I'm startled. Yes, I get up and I can move about, but I'm not in my fullest capacity, opposed to when I wake up and I'm ready to wake up and my body wakes me up and I'm up and I'm focused. When I'm focused, I lead totally different, opposed to when I jump up and I'm trying to get my boundaries together and I'm trying to figure out what the heck I was supposed to be doing. Yeah, I'm moving about, but I'm not functioning properly. But if you allow me to do what it is that I needed to do properly to wake up, then I can lead you differently. That's what I mean. So I ain't going to get all deep, because I said...
What are you supposed to be following?
Say it again.
Wasn't the way this conversation started
about submission? So what I'm talking about is I'm willing to submit when the man is leading properly.
But you said, leading properly is determined by you, right?
No. Leading properly is by the example that he's showing me.
Okay.
But
yeah. So I don't have a problem with submitting.
Right. So go ahead.
Yeah.
Maybe you can say it differently.
Because
I think I'm just confused
I
might just be genuinely confused.
I don't have a problem with following, but I'm not going to follow somebody that's going to lead me into a ditch. I feel like a lot of times men are scared to have I feel like when a man is in control of his life, you should want a woman to submit. You should want a woman to follow, because you should be able to know that you are so decisive in your life that you should want your woman, your body, to come along with you. Why would you want two heads in a room? It's weird to me, because you're control. I'm not saying to be a control freak. You're not going to tell me what to wear. No, it's a difference. Because I'm not a control freak. I'm a control freak. I'm a control freak.
You're going to control herself in this conversation right now.
That's a difference. Because I'm not going to tell you what to wear, how to dress, when to come. That's a difference. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you're going to lead me in a great direction. You're going to lead me to where it is that I should be going in my life. We're going to become a power couple. In a power couple, yes, you're going to pour life into me.
So the question that I'm asking, I got what you're saying as far as like him being capable of leading.
Yeah.
How do you determine if he's capable of leading? Like, just because you can't see his end game doesn't mean that he's going in the wrong direction.
Because again, you say you're an alpha female, so being an alpha female sometimes doesn't allow you to see
somebody else's vision.
Yes, his vision or his end game. You see what I'm saying? Like, you don't step out. Sometimes it seems like you won't. Stepping out of yourself.
Yeah, you can't step out of yourself if you're constantly telling somebody how to lead you. Like, it doesn't work. So,
well, no. Well, being an alpha female doesn't. Alpha female means that I'm in control of me.
No, you're in control of everything as an alpha female.
No.
That's the point of being alpha. It's one thing to have your own determination for self, but you have a drive that engulfs everything in your life.
No, you have to learn what an alpha is. An alpha.
I know exactly what it is.
No, an alpha means that I lure people in. An alpha doesn't mean that
it's not a lure.
No, yes it is. You have to research what an alpha is. An alpha means that people.
It's a trap. It's not a lure. You're not luring people in. You're trapping people in, and then when you're done, you kick them to the side. That's what alphas do.
No.
Yes.
Alpha.
No, we
Shut up.
We gotta agree to disagree because.
Well, that's fine. I'm cool with that.
Because even if we think about it in a biblical sense, God is not trapping us to follow Him. He doesn't trap us.
We really don't want to go down this rabbit hole right
now. We move on our own free will and accord.
He's the alpha and the omega.
And if He doesn't like the way you move, where you end up.
He'll let you go where you going.
Where you end up. Yeah. Because there's only one way. There's only one way you go. If you're not moving his way.
But He doesn't leave us though. He doesn't trap us.
So you assume that because his alpha status and the way he moves or the way it moves, you think that that's similar to the way you move as an alpha female?
No, when you say that that's what alphas do, I'm telling you.
But God is a totally different level of alpha. Like
no, alpha is alpha.
No, that's not true because the alpha is also just the beginning. It's also a way of saying simply the beginning.
When you talk about the definition of the word alpha, we're talking about just the definition. We're defining alpha. That isn't an alpha. An alpha is not a negative whatsoever.
Well, it has to be a negative.
No, but when you say that I'm luring people to trap them and to leave them, that's a negative. I'm not leaving anybody.
You see what you
maybe.
What he said? What nephew quiet? Don't be nipples, Rick. Your definition is wrong. Alpha females is kind of the lead. It's kind of the head. No, yeah, I am the head, but I'm in charge. I am in charge. But that doesn't mean that I don't allow a mate to lead. That doesn't mean that, because there's different levels of alpha too. Because I can go into a room.
I said that. You said alpha is alpha. I literally just said that.
Yeah, but I'm talking about there's different levels, meaning I can go into a room with other alpha females, but there's always a dominant alpha in the room too.
What's the difference in what you just said versus what I just said? Levels are levels. You said no. An alpha is an alpha, and that's the end of that.
But in relationships, I have been in relationships where I have allowed a man to lead.
So the question is, have you ever turned off your alpha female, or have you tuned it down just a bit?
Absolutely.
Okay. In her opinion.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And you turn.
I know I have.
Okay, and turning down your alpha female. Well, obviously,
it didn't
work. But I'm just saying, like, how did they receive you? Because again, it's almost like you don't want to come off as sending a representative. Are you this consistent alpha female, or are you alpha female when it's time to be alpha female? Or like...
No, I'm alpha in every aspect of my life.
All right, that's cool. Because I mean, that's. But
that doesn't mean that.
Well, I said that's alphaism. Period.
I'm never gonna. And guess what? I guess I gotta make it clear. I'm not ashamed of being an alpha. And that doesn't mean that I don't desire or I won't allow a man to lead me. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to be headless I'm not going to dumb down or pretend or send a representative because I want.
Well, see, that's just it. I agree with you there. Nobody should be doing that.
And a lot of times,
regardless of your position, whether you're the leader in the relationship or the follower, I don't believe personally that anybody can be one thing in their relationship consistently. Which means if you're an alpha female, there are times when you got to shut the hell up and sit down. Period. Guys, too. If you have a constant need to boss your woman or tell somebody where to go or what it is that they need to be doing, chances are you're going to be wrong eventually. Just sit down.
But you have some women out here.
I like Aaron said, alpha just means dominant. No lure, no trap.
Who?
That species
Aaron.
Is dominant.
Aaron.
That's it. I agree. Yeah, I don't. I guess I never looked at it as a trap. Like when my dominant personality is just dominant. It's just who I am. Like I never try to trap anybody. I guess I never looked at it.
I never titled my behavior. I never called myself an alpha or omega. I'm just Rafiq. I am who I am. But I think sometimes when we title ourselves, people look for you to be, I'm that alpha, I'm that omega. No, I like. You know what I mean? If you send yourself and be who you are consistently, your relationship should flow. If they can't deal with who you are,
but they can.
Well,
but that's the thing. But don't title. My whole thing is titling yourself. Matter of fact, Will and Jada, they don't have a title. They don't call themselves married, and they get along like peas in a pod. When you put titles on certain things, it's a certain strenuous thing you are put on your relationships.
And I agree with you there. And not all relationships can handle a title. But just because you have a title does not mean that you lose power. You go in saying I'm an alpha female, I'm an alpha male. People cower to that.
Who? Some people cower to that. They don't want to hear that shit. And
they might not want to hear it, but I promise you, it doesn't mean that they're cowards.
I don't have to let you know that I'm an alpha male.
You don't have to.
My being will let you know that, dang, he a firm man. He a firm individual. She's a firm sister. She's stern in what she believes. He carries himself. She carries herself a particular way. I don't have to let you know that I'm an alpha. You know who I am, or you can peg me as an alpha male because of the way I represent and carry myself day to day. Period. Point blank.
Can I say this really fast? Just a few things that was said on here. Alpha female typically wants a mate that is stronger than her. Also, it was said, wouldn't that be a struggle?
Though it becomes a competition,
low key.
That's the problem.
That I don't agree. What I wanted to say is it takes a strong man to lead a strong woman. What I will say is, in reply to what you were saying, I don't go into a relationship now on a show. I do talk about being an alpha female because I study behaviors. So let me make that clear. I don't go into a conversation and I'm on a date and I say, hey, by the way, my name is Sharita Green and I'm an alpha female. Where are you? I don't say that. No, but what happens is
that would be really weird.
That's
shallow.
That's real shallow.
I don't want nobody opening up that conversation to be like
that.
No.
Peer problem, alpha male. How can I help?
But what I'm saying is, I guess I needed to make that clear, as well as I'm not sitting with my girlfriends and I'm like, by the way, I'm an alpha female, so I'm about to lead you into this direction and you need to follow me. No, what I'm saying is I've identified my personality. I am very dominant, and the thing is, a lot of times I had to learn exactly who I was, because it's one thing to be passive, it's another thing to be passive aggressive, it's another thing to be aggressive. And there's totally different personality traits in each one of them. And I've been through seasons of different parts of that. And a lot of times people think being dominant is a negative. Being aggressive is negative. That's a directive. You're in somebody's face. Being passive aggressive, people are sickly. Being passive aggressive is typically you're aggressive until you're with another person who's aggressive. Being passive is just as negative as being aggressive. So there's different personalities. But I will say is, when I am looking to date, I am looking for somebody who can lead me, who's strong, who not stronger, but who's just as strong, because we got to power together. Because there's some things I'm going to soften in because I know he's strong at that. And there's some things I will be stronger at and he'll soften in. So we'll complement each other. It won't compete. I'm not going to be with somebody that I got to compete with. So, right, y'all. I gotta move on because Aunt Angie be, she's the time.
She done already gave us the buzzer like 5 minutes ago.
She did.
She definitely did that.
All right, whatever. Can a relationship be saved if you're no longer attracted to your mate?
Hey, you know what? If you're honest, I think it can.
It can be.
If you're honest,
you don't just come to that point. Like,
right?
You gradually.
It was a steady. It was steady.
It's an accumulation of some things.
It was a steady roll of the ball. When that snowball got too big, boom.
Yeah.
So y'all, can it be saved, y'all? Can they both say that it can?
I'm gonna stick to my guns. I'm gonna say it can be saved. I believe that if you tell your mate that this is what turns me on, this is what they should be doing. Mm-hmm. Now, as long as it doesn't mess with you, like ethically or economically, I think it should be no reason for you to say no.
It's an accumulation of things.
It's an accumulation of things. I'll let them answer before I say anything else.
All right, so right now I got nope,
no.
For those who saying nope, no, tell me why.
Wow, yeah.
I want to know why.
If you're no longer attracted to your mate. Okay.
It all depends what that person has done or doing. That's
why are you not attracted? Yeah. That's why I said
if they messing up finances, if they won't go to the gym and get themselves right, if they hygiene ain't together, they ain't looking for a job. Those things after a while will start to weigh on the relationship.
But here's the thing:
you just doing
are you telling them?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
These things are a problem for you. Like, don't sit up and say, "Oh, baby, I love your body," and this month then gained 50 or 60 pounds since you met him, and then you feel some type of way every time you take his shirt off.
Yes. Yeah. Sierra said, if you're officially over it and they're aware of what's wrong, and don't change, nope, it's dead.
It's dead. It is dead.
And that's what I believe. Yeah. I believe if you tell them something and they choose not to listen,
y'all like
then you definitely, y'all cousins.
Yeah, y'all like roommates for real.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all cousins for sure.
Yep.
The physical will always change, but the time and love invested is worth much more.
That sounds really good. Mm-hmm. But the reality is, if you not getting turned on by the fact that I'm approaching you for sex, there is no love pulling that back. Mm-hmm. There is no love pulling that back. It's just going to be a rough night for everybody.
Nights, plural. Plural. Yeah. Ain't no inching up.
Well, the woman's fed up.
Now,
ain't nothing you can do about it.
That's true. Say it again, Nick.
Now, what I will say, it's funny because for me, it's conflicting. Because I'm going to start off, it's funny that Aaron said when a woman's fed up. I think there's two different sides of the scope. Now, I do believe that a relationship can be rekindled.
Mm-hmm. I believe that too.
Because what happens is relationships go through seasons. Actually, when I was studying, I remember when I was studying not too long ago in regards to rekindling relationships. Most relationships, even in your short-term relationships, let's say a relationship that's less than 5 years, mm-hmm. Typically relationships have 87% of relationships have had seasons of rekindle, mm-hmm. Even just 5 years or less. Mm-hmm. You had to go through your season. I didn't like you for the last 3 months, and it's funny. I always tell people.
It's healthy and it's necessary.
Yeah, it was actually a couple that I dealt with, and it was a young lady. I will always tell her, she will always say, "I love him," and she would, when I would meet with her, she'll say, "I like him today," because some days she ain't like him. It didn't stop her from loving him, but she ain't like him today. She's like, "I like him today." So we on a good start today.
If you're one of those people that weigh heavy on the physical, is it okay for you to tell that partner no?
So how
if you weigh heavy on the physical, like if you need that physical attention, like you're not attracted to me, cool. Why aren't you attracted to me? You ain't got
conversation.
The conversation don't go in the direction where it's a feasible solution. Mm-hmm. What does that person do?
Start making preservations to get out of there. Because time to go.
Wait, hold up. If you're no longer romantically or physically attracted to them and you can't save the relationship, then you can't save the relationship. Okay, so wait a minute. So I didn't finish, but I'm going to go on to the next one. How do you tell your mate you're no longer attracted? We're going to keep talking about the same one because I want to make sure that we stay on task. So we're still less than an hour because Instagram is still on here. Hey, everybody on Instagram. So let me tell y'all, it's weird because this question leads into the next part. Hey, Mr. McKnight, one of the things was crazy is that people weigh heavy on the physical part, but studies show that physical wasn't as much as emotional.
Wasn't as important as emotional?
No, it was up with emotional, but it was physical, but emotional, and the ability to communicate was neck and neck.
Okay.
So I cannot be, because they said the physical changes, especially as you grow old. So you had to take into the idea that there's people that have had arranged marriages, people that took ill, and the idea, like if you're blind, like different things. So the physical didn't weigh as much as the emotional connection and the ability to effectively communicate as much as the physical. And I was like, wow, really? Because typically when you meet somebody, you meet off of the physical, I thought, so how is it? But they said that part can decline. What happens when your hair turns gray? What happens to when the boobs begin to sag? What happens to when the gut begins to
pull? That's where the condition of the heart comes in that.
So now you weigh heavily, so what happens, you done went from meeting each other at 30, but now you're 90. But you're still in love with that person. So the physical, let's not go to 90. Let's say 55.
All right, so let's just say, so a gradual change is apparent. It's going to happen if y'all stay together long enough. It's going to happen. So
can't get away from it.
Is that change as detrimental as, say, I want to say, like, if you're younger and that happens? Like, let's just say you in your 30s and that person, like we said, let's just say they got a drinking problem. You in your 30s, that person got a drinking problem. Now that's a turn off for you.
You got more years in front of you than you have behind you, so you could go ahead and bust that move and get away from that. If you had the conversation with that person, listen, you got a problem with your drinking, we got to do something about it.
Right.
And he or she refuses to, get help or whatever, you're entitled to leave.
Okay.
You can and you should go.
Okay.
I mean, now if you 55 and you vested in this person, you can still bust a move because now you're talking about peace of mind. You know what I mean?
That's what I was waiting on. Because I knew about this age don't mean nothing.
Don't mean nothing.
The amount of time y'all got it don't mean nothing. Both y'all not on the same page.
Because you doing stuff you self-sabotaging. You know what I mean? You know what you're doing is ruining this relationship, and why you keep doing it? You messing up the funds. You know you diabetic and you keep eating the bull crap. I'm not sitting in the hospital with you watching you get your leg cut off and you doing this to yourself. Nah.
And that's past the physical.
That's past the physical. Yeah.
Because it's
I'm
funny.
riding this out with you. I know you diabetic, so I'm going to make sure you eating right and doing everything. But when I'm at work, you sneaking peanut chews and buying cheese sticks. Doing everything you're supposed to do. Then I come home, you splattered on the floor. Now, my heart is going to go out to you because I love you. Physically, you asshole. Like, why would you do that?
So your solution is leave him on the floor.
Man, I'm gonna call the medics for you, but it's like, come on, man.
I gotta read some real quick ones. If you love them, if you love them and they love you, then there will be an understanding that you want to save said the relationship. Love isn't always enough. Without love, you have nothing. The 55-year-old waiting out that pension. Listen, but listen now. When you say how do you tell your mate you're no longer attracted to them, I'm gonna be honest. This question stumped me. You know I like to talk. I don't know how you tell somebody you're no longer attracted, especially when it's in a physical sense. It's one thing to be like, listen, boo, you got that bad tooth in the back of your mouth. I'm gonna need you to go to the dentist and get that straightened out. It's a different thing when you say, I need you to stop drinking, you gotta go to AA. It's something different when you say, I need you, to get your health together because you got this diabetes going on. That's different. But when you say, I'm gonna need you to take your fat ass to that's hard. That is hard.
Fighting words.
Yeah, it's like, what? Like, how do you say that?
Why does it have to be harsh? Why does it have to come out that way?
I don't know. Because no matter, let me tell you, you don't
have to say it.
You don't have to say it. listen, some truths, regardless of how you say it, it still stings and it sits back here forever. Like, for instance, if I tell you, P, you got boogie in your nose.
That's
or,
right.
you know, ooh, P, you got to clean your nose. Regardless of what, in the back of your mind, you wonder, how long was it sitting there? No matter how nice I say it. You understand what I'm saying?
And I got that, but what I'm saying is why say it at all? Why say it at all?
So
instead of saying
I can't have you walk around looking like
yeah,
that.
what you want to have a
you
boogie?
don't.
So what you want me just to bring you the tissue? Like, what's the
in the sense of a tissue, yes, just give it to me, I got it.
Either way, you
but
still know
that's
the
not
boogie
my
was there.
point. That's not my point. My point is that either way, there's going to be a change. There's going to be a change no matter what you say or if you don't. Mm-hmm. Either you're going to change for the better, or you're going to change for the worse. It's going to be a change. So change is going to happen. It's inevitable. Why do you have to say go to the gym? Why don't you say, yo, come to the gym with me? Yo, take this walk with me. Mm-hmm. Let's go do something physical with me. Like, you don't have to say, yo, your big ass doing too much. I'm going to need you to, like...
You gotta know how to step into a person. I told people that. You got to know how to step into.
And everybody doesn't take it. Exactly. Don't step to them.
Yeah.
But step into their space. Like, let them know what time
Miss James on with you, she said, we can do that together, teamwork. We both was eating those Krispy Kremes
at 3 in the morning. Yeah, I mean, so... You know,
but what happens when your body right and their body not right?
You still could work out with them.
I know, but they thinking in their head, ain't nothing wrong with you. You can eat them Krispy Kremes.
Nobody thinks like that. Nobody thinks like that unless you giving them a reason to think that way. No dude with a bad chick is sitting there thinking, oh, she only want me to go to the gym because we ate them damn donuts. No dude thinks like that. If she say, come on, let's go to the gym, all right, she want to do something else with me, let me go. He gonna be looking at it a totally different way.
I think if one of the other body is nice or whatever the case, you know, try not to be braggadocious or so whatever, you know, like with guys, you know, if they got a girl that's kind of fluffy or whatever, you know.
Yes, you like that word fluffy?
Yeah, it's fluffy.
It's fluffy. It's cute.
It's cute.
It's cute.
Yeah,
it's so fluffy.
It's just fluffy. You know what I mean? Little tenderloin, you know what I mean? But no, you don't.
Tenderloin.
Yeah, little tenderloin.
I ain't no tenderloin was fluffy.
Tender thoughts.
Listen, but anyway, at the end of the day, man, you know, don't make her feel bad. Don't make him feel bad.
I was thinking
you
of
know
like
what
cotton candy.
Cotton candy. Wow.
Oh, with the fluffy?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, listen, I don't think that it's cool to make anybody feel less than a person.
Yeah,
like, if
especially
you in love with this
that's
person, even if you just love this person, you don't do that to them.
Yeah, I don't believe that you should ever hurt the person that you love, or even a person that, if you're with a person, period, why would you want to hurt them?
Exactly.
You know, like.
So instead of you being harsh and coming across the way it looked like we would do it, you come across different. Like, you say something like, yo, babe, help me run these drills.
Well,
I gotta get myself together.
I think that's why. I think that's why it's hard. Because you do care, and it's like, I don't want to hurt them.
But that's why you try to be creative. You don't have to be an ass. You don't have to make it hard. You don't have to be disrespectful.
You don't.
Take your time. Remember who the person is and what it is that you're trying to get, because this is the person that you want to be with potentially for the rest of whatever time you got left. So you don't want it to be a tension-filled next 20 or 30 minutes.
I agree.
You want it to be like a really positive. You want it to be constructive. You want it to have the kind of delivery that actually makes them want to do it.
Agree.
Outcome.
I agree. What's the point? All right, y'all got to move on to our final question. Don't leave us just yet. Is it okay to attempt to make your mate fit your scope of attraction?
Depends on what you mean by make. Now, if you suggest that the way I dress isn't the way you like me to dress, that you want to see me in something different, and it don't kill my swag, I'm all for it.
Okay.
But if you hit me with I need you to wear a 3-piece suit to breakfast, who?
You tripping.
Kill yourself immediately.
Sweatpants, t-shirts.
I'm going to miss you.
Yeah.
But I don't think that if they have a physical flaw that you should be like, you know what, I'm going to get you this corrective surgery for your ears. Because my last boyfriend had his ears pinned back.
That right
like
there, when you bring up the X.
Yeah, and that's how it works.
No problem.
That's usually how it works.
I am not he. I am me. You know what I mean? And I'm my own individual. And I think what I bring to the relationship as far as my dressing and the way I look and the way I carry myself is fine. Now, again, like you said, you want to see me in a particular shirt or a particular color suit or whatever the case, I give it a try. Mm-hmm. But you're not going to break me into your mold. I've been.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You're not going to snap me. Hell no.
All right, so tell me, y'all, what y'all think? Do you think it's okay to attempt to make your mate fit into your scope of attraction? I want to know. Tell me
somebody
what y'all
out here for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And I want the fellas to be realistic about this, because a lot of y'all be sitting there and y'all be like, y'all talk like y'all want these Jones that's like next top model, whatever it is they look like, and then
you walk around with Rasputin.
Yeah, like it's just a little strange. So I don't want some of y'all to take this and go the wrong way, because remember, some of y'all I know. Don't pull me out.
So Tanya said no, you should have. Tanya Lewis said no, you should have accepted them
from the beginning. Yeah.
So
now, don't get me wrong. Like as a man, I think that like when we out and we doing that thing, and like me and my lady, we out. Cool. I don't mind like a child walking through here in her 20s, early 20s, talking like with her cleavage out, and my girl sitting up here all Condoleezza Rice with her jaw all hemmed up, all her dignity intact. These child out here.
You want
I wouldn't care because she with me.
Right.
She's safe. I don't care how she dresses.
Okay.
But if I'm out with my lady and we see somebody like that, I don't want you taking the initiative to make me feel like a piece of crap because I noticed somebody in the room.
Miss Taylor, we know.
What?
She said it's been over an hour. Hot shot. We finishing our last.
Don't be like that. Don't be like that. We appreciate you watching though. Thanks
I'm
for
not saying that.
We know it's 9/11. We finishing that. All right, so real quick, cause she on my time clock too. Now you the timekeeper. Hush. It depends. Listen. Y'all know y'all know me. I'm gonna say yeah. Now I'm not saying to break.
You said it's okay. You saying it's okay to make your mate fit your mold of sex?
Yes, and
okay.
I'm not.
I want to hear this.
I'm not saying break. I'm not saying break.
Well, when you make somebody fit it, it's not up to them. It's a force.
I'm not saying I'm not to force them, but I'm saying that it's okay to make it clear what your form of attraction is. I think, for instance, if you don't like braids, I shouldn't be walking around with a bunch of cornrows up in my head every day.
Did you have when you met him?
Say it again.
Did he have him when you met him?
No, she's saying she shouldn't. Well, the question should be, did you have him when you met him?
Did you have him when you met him?
Did I have him when I met him?
Yeah.
I don't know, but now I'm going to say this part too. Mm-hmm. I think that it should be very clear before you get with somebody. If that person has those things going on that has what you don't like, then you shouldn't be peeping them out anyway, because that's when you begin to break a person. I do agree with that, because I look at it this way. When you are searching for a car, when you searching for a house, when you searching for a school for your kids, a dress to wear to the wedding, anything that is important to you, you are getting something that is clear as to what it is that you like.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? You're not going to go for school for the kids or that car and be like, you know what? I really don't like bus color yellow, but I'm going to go ahead and get it anyway and paint it purple when I get home. That's just dumb. No, you're not going to get bus color yellow. You're going to wait till you get the purple car. I feel it's the same way with your mate. You know, if you don't like a bald-headed, dark-skinned, fat fella, you can't change him into being tall, dark, and handsome. The same process. If you don't like a guy walking around with his pants always off his behind, and you notice the first 3 dates, that's all he was doing, and then now you go on the fourth date, and you like, yeah, so, you know, I like men that wear a 3-piece suit every day. And he like, what? That ain't who I am. But to gently, if you see that he's wearing those pants that hang off his butt, you know, and when y'all family begin on that fourth date, maybe maybe the fourth date was at the mall and he try on those pants and he's receptive to it, then maybe you can go on the fifth date. But if you know on the fourth date he ain't feeling it, why are you even moving into it? So what I mean is, I think that is a catch-22. I'm not going to move forward with somebody and he's just totally against what my form of attraction is. I believe a lot of times we accept stuff that we just totally are against. And attraction isn't just always in a physical. It could be the fact that she's a potty mouth, or he's always walking around calling women a bunch of barrel bitches and stuff. If you don't like a guy that does that, why are you willing to date? Barrel bitches? Yeah, like some guys, every time you look up, he calls his mom a bitch, he calls his kids a bitch. You know, like, yeah, everybody, like, what? Why would you? Why? And then you mad, like, and you better not call me one, sis. that's what he does. So why are you mad? So attraction isn't just the physical, and a lot of times we get stuck on it. If you know this guy is not attractive by his personality or his manuscript or his character or her or she's not, why are you forcing a circle into a square shape? It's not meant to fit. You understand what I'm saying? Stop trying. Like, that isn't who you want. But I do think that it's okay once you're in a relationship, because now you see that things are a little softer, and there's some things that are able to change. You understand? Because you already know what the hard exterior look like. Right. You know what? He can grow a full beard, but he really doesn't like it. But you know what? When he had a shadow, I can say, babe, you look really good with that. He's going to be more inclined to fit your form of attraction of letting it to do it, because he know you like it. But if he's anti, he's bald faced every day, you can't be like, yeah, by the way, next week, let your face grow. He's like, what? I don't even grow a mustache. Now you want me to grow a full face? I mean, that's a stretch, because he may do it, but you're trying to make him become something he's not, and that's not fair, because that goes from bending to a break. That's just my thought.
Okay. Good shot.
So, whatever. So listen, y'all know I like to always give my little tea. So what it is what y'all gonna do, y'all gonna follow us on all social media networks. And so before we close out, this is what it is. When it comes to deciding if the relationship is enough, or even if it's worth staying, you have to decide first what it is that you want. Because when it comes to attraction, it's just not about the physical. It has a lot to do with so much more. It comes in emotional, it comes with connection, as well as it comes with your inner. You have to know all about yourself first, so you can know what it is that you're willing to compromise, as well as you're willing to sacrifice. Sacrifice is not something good, honey. Sacrifice is something that you have to be willing to put up with. That is all up to you. Compromise is fair. Compromise is fair because it comes from both sides. It's weighed evenly. Sacrifice is typically one-sided. And one-sided means that you're allowing that other person to have precedence over you. And you want to always have control of you, even in a situation. We are taught all the time to be selfless. But when it comes to life and creating a place of happy, you have to be selfish. That does not mean that you don't love other people. That does not mean that it's a bad thing. Learn to become selfish enough to where you're able to say, you know what? I've put up these boundaries and I'm sticking by these boundaries. So with these boundaries, it's allowing me to love you. It's called self-discipline, because self-discipline then creates self-love. Self-love then can evolve into self-loving, and then self-loving will allow you to love others. And with loving others, then you're able to make this relationship work. This is just your girl Reet bringing you what her tea, along with her two boo things, and we do this every Tuesday at 8 p.m.
I holla.
Peace, two fingers, y'all. Enjoy the rest. He funny.